It's a very warm weather today. Of the exacerbation. Very exciting start to the match today here. Aggressively. And traveling all the way in the heart of the Central Valley here in Fresno. A little bit late today, so some of those legs might be a little bit rough. So they're hungry to prove themselves. Quite some while. Right here from Silicon Valley is position. Have not yet clinched off the playoff position, but very matches left in the league. We'll see here where they're pressing up on FUEGO. And one of the things to note as well is it looks like it's a pleasure to see here in these types of leagues, these types of. They do seem to have a couple of players, but that's typical. Sean Williamson here playing David Kabamba. Garcia, who gives it wide to Angel. Split some players and take hands. One of the things we have, unfortunately. Cuts off. Here. The Silicon Valley Rush. And Kevin Garcia here sliding on the ground. Very, very crafty idea here to get it to get to Steven. He's leading the team with assists. Surprised to see him go to the pro ranks in the next couple of weeks. On the ball. My lines. Gives it to Eris. Messy pass here. So slow build up. So good idea crossing it over here into open. Traps it with the chest. Plays it on the easy. Pass. We'll add that the ball is chipped over. I kicked it out of bounds. Not a good sign here for number 3 to ask for. We're only a couple minutes into the match, and already this player is asking. Throw in here for Fuego. Steven, Sebastian Limon. Very tall, very strong player. Gives it to the goalkeeper. The style of play that we're trying to enact here. That's Ernie Aguilera on the ball. Through ball, Kevin Garcia, but in the breakaway here by number takes on shot. This is a dangerous, and I'm predicting some early goals here. Here's Yang here, makes the pass. And foul is called. Fuego. The corner. Just can't. And by Central Valley, Fuego U23. Could have been here, Fuego U23 committing another foul. Not the type of play you want to see. Top shape. Steven now to no foul is called here. It's miraculous to me. And a very, very sloppy, very easy save. It's the ball to Ernie. Goalkeeper. No one's. Damian loses possession of the ball. So Fuego will be throwing the ball in. Kabamba puts it in. Sebastian rushes to re-win the ball, and it is a goal kick. This team is throws the ball. FUEGO now has another throw in. This team is usually what you see, and the heat has started to wear on their most damage. But we'll see right now. Right now, Silicon Valley Rush really money. David Kabamba over here. Possession gives it to the 559 Messi. Gives it to Ernie. Angel tries to 1v1 him. Loses possession. Angel Relis here has lost possession of the. Sebastian Limon. That's still in. Tries to pass. Kevin Garcia here on the ball, giving it to Ernie. Ernie with the breakaway. Gives it to Isaiah, and Isaiah wins it. And just right short of it. Could have easily put that in. Just couldn't though. David Kabamba here wins the ball. Goes directly to the goalkeeper who makes a mistake. Angel here heads it, gives it to Isaiah. Isaiah here tries to cross it in. Kevin Garcia on the ball, loses possession. Unfortunately, not enough. Sean Williamson here on the ball. I think what we're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is now that we're 15 minutes into this match, is the heat's going to start wearing on these players who are not used to it. I'm seeing sweat drop down the faces of these players from Silicon Valley, and our boys are looking nice and dry. They are used to this heat, ladies and gentlemen. Damon here on the ball. Kevin Garcia asking for it. Eris. No, not Eris. Damien here flicks it back. Possession is still maintained by Fuego U23. Sebastian Limon on the ball. Gives it to Ernie. Ernie puts it in that corner. Gives it to Angel. Angel who traps it pretty nicely. Angel who puts it right in the corner for Isaiah, but Isaiah isn't able to get to it. Eris saves the ball. Eris saves the ball once again. Gives it to Kevin. Kevin to Damien. Damien almost back to Kevin, but lost in the array of defenders. Unfortunately, he's like playing soccer pinball here. Fuego on the ball, not in possession. Silicon Valley here attacking, trying to break through these lines. Fuego player gets thrown to the ground. And the referee says no foul. I believe he gives the keeper a free kick. Ernie here giving it to Sebastian Limon. Sebastian here looking to split some lines. Great idea. Just can't connect. Wind here is also picking up, so it's offering some refreshing feeling probably for this other team. Silicon Valley takes a shot. Referee says that the goalie touched it. You know, and a corner kick is awarded here. This is number 3 here for Silicon Valley Rush. Is asking the Fuego fans for a glass of water. I have never seen this before in my 4 years of being involved with Fuego. And I think speaks to the magnitude of how hot it is out here. Silicon Valley here dribbling through these lines like no one's there. Fuego's not responding as you would think. Isaiah here has the ball, gives it to Sebastian. Sebastian here turns around, distributes to Eris. Back to Sebastian. Sebastian back to Steven. Steven to the wind, and the possession is lost. And now it looks like Silicon Valley has the ball, and they are looking to score. They are looking to punish Fuego for their mistakes. And a goal kick, I believe, has been awarded to Fuego. This is not the type of team that you want to see here. This is not the typical way the Fuego plays, so it's a bit sad to see this today. Ball is deflected here by Eris. Eris again regains possession. Gives it to the Sebastian. Sebastian to Ernie. Ernie calls for some support. Gives it to Isaiah, who chips it perfectly to Angel. Angel here slides, and a foul is called. Referee looks like he's reaching for his pocket, but he doesn't. Thought he was about to issue a yellow card unfairly. That was for sure all ball. Eris here on the ball, gives it to Ernie. Ernie back to Eris. Eris releases the ball. Sebastian back to Eris. Now Steven cuts in, releases to Isaiah. Good idea, but just couldn't deliver. And now Sean Williamson on the ball, gives it to Ernie. Ernie releases again to that right corner with Angel. Angel releases to the middle, and the ball is deflected. Good idea, just can't capitalize. Now there's open position here with David Kabamba. David Kabamba just can't get to it because the communication isn't there, but he still manages to get to it. David Kabamba is a beast of a player here, doing what is impossible. Make it impossible. Just needs to be better supported by his teammates. On the counter attack here, number 8 falls down. Referee calls a foul. Says nope, you cannot play like that on my field. And a throw in is awarded here to Fuego. Fuego then picks it up. David picks it up, gives it to Sean. Sean to Kevin. Kevin now looking for an opportunity. And with 23 minutes in, score still 0-0. It's not looking very good for either side. There's to Sean. Sean to Angel, and it goes straight through him. Angel's not at the top of his game today, unfortunately. Let's see what he can pull off, though. He is playing hard. David Kabamba on the ball. No rush. He's a Damien. Damien dribbles through 2 defenders. Looking for open space. Goes to Sebastian. Sebastian to Kevin. Kevin sees Damien's running. Lobs it up. Perfect pass to him. And unfortunately, Damien is just a hair too short for that header. But that was a perfect play by both of those players. They're saying here on the ball, guides it to the keeper. Keeper hits it up, trying to go to Isaiah. Aerial duel is lost by Isaiah. With the height of the players that this team has on the back line, it might not be a good idea to try to go with aerial aerial duels. Sebastian Limon here on the ball. Goes to Eddie. Eddie lobs it to Angel. Angel traps it. Very, very good trap in motion. Goes to Ernie. Ernie hands it off to Kevin. He turns around, dribbles. Finds some open space here with Eris at number 36 on the right wing. Takes the defender, passes it to Kevin. Kevin gets to the ball, cuts in, tries to go for the goal. Again, just doesn't have the support. And Silicon Valley here is on the counterattack. And almost a goal here by Silicon Valley. Fuego here got lucky. Deflected from the post. And a counter shot. Silicon Valley is a dangerous team, and Fuego is not giving them the respect that they deserve. And I believe a goal has been awarded now to Silicon Valley. That was an underwhelming goal, but still a goal nonetheless. Fuego is now down 1-0. So Fuego here and Silicon Valley are taking a water break at the 28th minute. Just 30 minutes left, 30 minutes into this first half. There's a lot that could still happen in the first half and also in the second half. But Fuego has dug themselves into a hole. And it was unnecessary for them to be at this position, to be losing. And they've gotten some sloppy defense and some sloppy plays and some sloppy passes. And this game is a game that's won on mistakes. So when they make those mistakes, they get punished for it. So that's where we're at. A couple of quick stats. Fuego here sits in the 5th position on the table. If they win today's match, they advance to the 4th position. They will be tied for 4th place, but will break the tie with a goal differential of 6 goals, which means they will be able to host. If they continue to hold that position, they will be able to host playoffs. Fuego has already clinched a playoff spot, which is why you might have some of the players here feeling the way they are. Maybe they feel that there's nothing to play for, but there definitely needs to be a winning spot here to be able to host a home match in front of a home crowd, which will more than likely give the hosting team home field advantage. Now that we're about to restart the first half after this water break, looks like the players here are refreshed. Looks like they're hungry. Their aura does not give me an attitude of defeat. However, Silicon Valley's stature is bolstered by the fact that they just scored a goal, and it seems like they're hungry for more. And it doesn't look like they want to give up. It doesn't look like they want to stop now. So we're going to see what happens in these next 15 minutes. And another shot in front of the Fuego goal here. Not very inspiring as a fan if you're watching this. This is not a great show to put out that is being put on right now. Nice cross here. Silicon Valley Rush still trying to win it. Still having possession. Fuego has won it back though by sheer numbers. And another deflection. Kevin Garcia regains the deflection though. Looking for space. There's no positive momentum, unfortunately. Kevin plays into space, gives it to Sean Williamson. Sean here lobs it up to David Kabamba, who is playing for the ball. Wins it and scores a goal. David Kabamba here, the legend, the man, the myth, equalizes for Fuego. If there's anything you should know from today, guys, it's that the young player is the one that doesn't give up. The young player is the one that's hungry. It's the old player, the player who's 30-something years old, 40 years old in some cases, who thinks that they're the next Messi and doesn't want to give it up. They're the reason why the sport hasn't advanced. They're the ones holding a lot of these teams back. I can name several dozen off the top of my head here in the Central Valley who have held the game back just because they have a huge ego, don't want to give it up. Who scored the goal today? It wasn't our oldest player. It wasn't our most experienced player. The first goal was scored by none other than David Kabamba, one of our youngest players. What a guy. Equalizing 1-1, basically picking up the momentum, telling his peers, hey, guys, if I'm not going to stop, you shouldn't stop. And the league for clubs here is a very, very interesting league, let me tell you. Right now, we just had Silicon Valley Rush respond the bicycle kick. That's something that you don't really see in these, so-called quote-unquote Sunday leagues, the UPSL. These players are just too old to be able to do anything like that. But these players are young and hungry. Isaiah here heads the ball, gives it to Damien. Gets it out. Sean Williamson hits it out. And the referee says, nope, throw-in was bad. Fuego throw-in. David Kabamba throws it in, gives it to Sean. Sean distributes back to David. David looks up top, goes to Isaiah. Isaiah needs to win this aerial duel. He doesn't. Number 3 gets it. Angel needs to go in and attack. Puts light pressure on him, unfortunately. Putting more light pressure on him. Putting even more light pressure on him. Now's not the time to put light pressure on him. Now's the time to put good pressure on him. Ernie here wins the aerial duel. Guess it gives it to Damien. Damien looking to fight for the ball, but gets stabbed. Loses possession. Turn around in the middle of the field. And Silicon Valley is going to look to punish Fuego. Damien, though, does not give up. He's fighting for the ball. And unfortunately here, very, very close. Too close for comfort. Silicon Valley Rush here, taking on the Fuego defense, and almost another goal. Something is wrong today with Fuego U23's defense. They are not the type of players that they once were during this whole season. They're getting eaten up, also falling victim to the Heat themselves. Steven here gives it to Sebastian. Sebastian goes to Ernie. Ernie decides not to distribute to Isaiah for whatever reason. Gives it to Kevin. Kevin sees an opening, takes it slow. Gives it to Sebastian, who gets physically bodied. Number 2 here wins it. Steven barely wins it, but a great player nonetheless. Goes to Ernie. Ernie chooses not to go to Sebastian. Instead, it goes to the top, number 41, Sebastian Limon, who cuts in. There's an opportunity here, but cannot be capitalized, unfortunately. This has been the story of Fuego today. Many opportunities and no capitalization. What is going on? In the defense, that is Swiss cheese. Sebastian Limon here. Goes to Kevin. Kevin goes back to Sebastian. Sebastian looking for an opening. Cannot. Goes to Kevin. Kevin says nope. Take the ball back. Come on, let's find an opening. Gives it to Kevin. Back to Sebastian. These guys are playing soccer ping pong. Goes to Eris. Eris goes back to Sebastian. Sebastian goes to Kevin. Kevin goes to Sebastian. Sebastian to Eris. Eris to Kevin. Eris to Sebastian. Sebastian to Kevin. Ernie to Sean. Sean to David. David back to Sean. Sean to Kevin. Man, what are we doing? We're sitting on the ball. This is not the exciting soccer that you want to see in the Central Valley. This is what it takes. All it takes is one mistake, and you get punished for it. And it's we should be glad that the Silicon Valley Soccer Academy team is just terrible with finishing goals. But if it wasn't for that, this game would have easily been 5-1 in favor of them. We're at the 40th minute, and we're playing like we're just playing keep away. There is a small advantage that we have, and that is this team did not travel with a full 18-man roster. But that's not an advantage that necessarily is going to get us to the finish line. This is an ugly game to play if that's how we're going to try to win. Eddie leaves here on the ball, telling everybody to go up. Come on, go up. This is a good sign, but also a dangerous sign, because if Silicon Valley maintains possession and wins possession, the counterattack will be brutal, because these players are not running to get back like they used to. And so far, the aerial duels have been won mostly by Silicon Valley Soccer or Silicon Valley Rush. Damien here on the ball. Getting it to Kevin. Angel asking for the ball. Doesn't win possession. Loses it, actually. Steven here wins the ball. Breakaway by Fuego. First positive momentum we've had in like 10 minutes. And it's cut off. Cut off by their defense, which is very, very strong. And the referee decides to give David Kabamba, our sole goal scorer, a yellow card. We got 2 or 3 minutes left in this half. Still anybody's game. It seems like one team wants to wait until the next half to start turning on the engines, and the other team is willing to go and fire on all cylinders right now. You know, that's not the type of style of play that we want to see. It's just the opposite. Silicon Valley Rush with one more breakaway, which is all going to take here to be up one more goal. Cutting in, Eddie release on the ball, barely grasps his hold of it. He decides to release the ball on Isaiah. Isaiah is being dominated here. Gives it to Ernie. Ernie looks to distribute to Angel. Angel back to Ernie. Ernie to Kevin. It doesn't get there, but Damien is getting there. Kevin stabs, loses possession, and there's a quick turnaround. Kevin back on the ball. Kevin gives it to Damien, who loses possession once again. Isaiah goes in to put pressure. Open field. Eris heads it directly to the other team. And looks like that's the first mistake that Silicon Valley Rush has made today. On the 43rd minute. Sean here on the ball. Ernie on the ball. Gives it to Eris. It doesn't look like Eris will get there, but we'll see. And it looks like a corner kick is awarded to FUEGO U23. Or at least a throw-in. Angel here on the ball. Gives it to Eris. Eris is fighting for possession. Loses possession. And a throw-in for Silicon Valley Rush. He loses possession. Sebastian Limon. Sebastian back to Ernie. Ernie to David Kabamba. Does a great job of trapping the ball. Crosses it in perfectly. Great cross by David. David so far is the only player that's playing at great in accuracy. Counterattack here by Silicon Valley. Looks like there's just a warm body there with Sean. And another over-the-top shot by Silicon Valley, which is the only reason why we're still in this game. It's because they are terrible at finishing. They are great at attacking, great at maintaining possession, and they've dominated this match so far, but they cannot finish. We for sure cannot finish, but they also cannot finish. We got 1 minute left of this match here. Angel on a breakaway, and the referee calls for a free kick. Looks like this is the last chance that FUEGO will get before the half is called, unless there's extra time, which I don't see why there should be. There have been no injuries. Ernie here on the ball. Gives it to Angel. Gives it a perfect crescent, but just too close to the goal. The goalkeeper. And Steven wins the ball here. A player appeals for a handball, but referee pays no attention. Demon here cuts through some lines and calls a foul on on Fuego, giving the goalkeeper a goal kick. Makes no sense. Steven here wins the ball. And it looks like a throw-in has been awarded to Fuego. Fuego wastes no time. Gives it to Damien. Damien back to David. David maintains control of the ball. Goes to Sebastian. Sebastian distributes to Kevin. Kevin looks up, distributes to Isaiah. Isaiah's right in front of the ball. Takes a shot. And again, right at the feet of the goalkeeper, which is going to be a very common theme you're going to keep seeing here. Throw-in has been called on behalf of Silicon Valley Rush. Silicon Valley Rush another throw-in on behalf of Silicon Valley Rush. We're at the 47th minute with 2 minutes of overtime so far. Not sure exactly why. Throw-in is called. Fuego loses possession once again, and the referee has decided to call halftime. All right, folks, we'll be back here in 15 minutes with some extra action. Hopefully, we'll see some more scoring, and we'll get to see which team jumps up to the 4th place or 5th place. Stay tuned. We are underway here on the second half of FUEGO U23 versus Silicon Valley Rush. Steven here on the defense, giving it to Eris. Possession is questionable here. Goalkeeper Ed released the high press on the goalkeeper. It makes a simple mistake. Possession has now been turned around to Silicon Valley Rush. Not a great way to start the second half. Close to scoring a goal here. FUEGO now on the offensive. Passes to Christian Silva. Christian Silva passes to Kevin. Kevin to Ernie. Possession is now lost again. And number 5 here, 15 actually, is pressing. He looks to pass across to the center. And the only thing between him and scoring a goal is the fact that there wasn't anybody there, which was a great play. FUEGO here out the gate, not looking very good. Again, this is not the type of team we want to see. And the only thing you hear here from Silicon Valley Rush is encouragement from their teammates, telling them, keep going, keep going. This team is on fire. This team is hungry. This team is actually probably hungrier than FUEGO. Eddie Veliz here on the ball. Goes to Christian Silva. Kevin releases to number 48. Number 48 gets to it. Joey here loses possession. And the counterattack for Silicon Valley Rush is like a hot knife through butter. Just there is no defense for FUEGO. And they almost scored. And again, almost another goal by Silicon Valley Rush. And a corner kick has been awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. This is just not inspiring play. We're 3 minutes into the second half and doesn't even feel like we're in this match. FUEGO deflects the ball, loses possession. Silicon Valley Rush takes a shot here. Again, if it wasn't for Silicon Valley's terrible shots, this game will probably already be 5-1 in favor of them. Our defense is not living up to the expectations. Eddie release here to Eris Yang. Eris Yang to number 48, Joey. Joey here to Kevin Garcia. Kevin Garcia loses the ball. Possession is lost. And the throw-in is awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. Silicon Valley Rush does the same thing. Counterattack. Just cuts through Fuego's defenses like Swiss cheese. No one is there to attack. No one is there to press. You have Angel there who's not pressing. And the goalkeeper tries to keep it in. Looks like a corner kick here is awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. What would this be, the 5th corner kick of the second half? All have been awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. Not the type of soccer you want to see played here in Central Valley, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Harris wins it, kicks it to the wind. No one is there to receive it. Goalkeeper passes it. No one is putting pressure. Number 57, Angel Ellis is there, but he's not putting pressure. Still, not a great pass. Number 54 here fighting for the ball. Silicon Valley Rush on the offensive. Oh, Luca breaks away. Passes it to Angel, gives it to Isaiah. Isaiah tries to finish. Christian on the ball. Tries to finish, calls a hat for a handball. We are not sure if a handball has been awarded after all. The players are high-fiving, so it looks like a penalty might have been awarded. Yellow card is given to number 2. There's some discussion here. And it does look like a penalty has been awarded. Christian Silva, number 49, will be taking this penalty. Some history here with Christian Silva. Has been known to be a goal scorer in the past. However, recently has had some difficulty keeping up his goal scoring reputation with Fuego. He's done a good job at the beginning of the season, but today, most recently, he has not done a whole lot of goal scoring. So the pressure is on him to not mess up this penalty. And if he does, I don't know if he'll be able to live it down for the rest of the season. Because I won't let him live it down. This is an opportunity to propel Fuego forward to hosting a playoff match for the first time in several years. And if this is not something that Christian is able to deliver to the club, it is something we're going to have to discuss with him later on. Substitution has been made for Fuego while the penalty is occurring. Looks like one of the twin brothers is going to come on. Looking to see here who's going to be coming off. Referee is walking to the goal line. Looks like he's going to count his steps. Looks like he's going to tell the goalkeeper to stay on his line. And Christian Silva here is about to take this penalty. There's not a ton of Fuego players surrounding him, which is a bit concerning. And Christian Silva nets the penalty in. He celebrates with his teammates, some of whom are childhood friends, some of whom are recent brothers, as they call. And Silicon Valley here is not phased whatsoever. They are, in fact, even more hyped to keep going. This is not necessarily the type of response that you would see from other teams. This team is hungry. And they're hungry to win, looking to win. It's only 56 minutes into the match. There's still plenty of time to be a winner. Referee blows his whistle, says, I never gave you the cue. You have to restart. And this number 9 here is cutting. Mixing this, what, the 10th corner kick for Silicon Valley so far? Ridiculous number of corner kicks that are being taken. Is this the moment where Silicon Valley capitalizes and equalizes, or is this the moment where FUEGO counterattacks? And another corner kick has been awarded to Silicon Valley. Rush. Christian Silva traps the ball perfectly, goes for a 1v1 with the goalkeeper, but just too short. Ball is too close to the goalkeeper. Throw in for Silicon Valley Rush. Kevin Garcia here on the ball. Gives it to Isaiah. He's high pressing the ball, doing a great job. Joey here. Nash on the ball. Sean with the ball. Loses possession with a bad pass. Steven, though, isn't letting them give up. Great pass here by one of the twins to Christian Silva. Christian sees that there's time and space. Gives it to Isaiah. Isaiah goes directly to Kevin. Kevin. Kevin loses possession, but still FUEGO maintains the ball. A throw-in ball has been awarded to FUEGO. Joey here, 48 with the ball, looking for open space. Sees Nash and Kevin Garcia. And a third option now, Christian Silva. Kevin gives it to Joey. Joey crosses it over. Isaiah heads it. And looks like one of the officials, one of the ARs has indicated offsides. Which will now be a goal kick. One of the twins here on the ball. Christian Silva goes to Isaiah. Isaiah cutting in. Goes to the other twin. No, goes to Eris, who goes to the other twin, who is fouled. Kevin puts it in the middle. No one is there to receive it properly. Joey here beats the player, gives it to Sean. Sean goes back to Joey. And the team is looking just a little bit more cohesive now that a couple of the older players have been subbed off. The Twins here are on, playing with everything. And a yellow card here is awarded to number 6. I'm not sure if that makes it his second yellow card. I think there was another yellow card given to one of the other tall players here. Looks like a free kick has been awarded to FUEGO U23. And looking from the looks of things, it's very close. And Kevin Garcia is a known precision shot maker in this league, with leading the team in assists. Like I said, goes for it, gets deflected, and it's kept in by FUEGO U23. Crosses it in one more time, and there's no one there. Now the counterattack is going to be brutal on this one because all of the FUEGO players were on that goal. Let's see. Well, second mistake so far by Silicon Valley here. Nash here on the ball. Gives it to Christian Silva. Perfect ball to Christian Silva. Let's see what Christian can do here with this golden opportunity. Gives it to Nash, who passes it instead of takes a shot. We're so close. And we have here a breakaway by Silicon Valley. By himself, but still chips it into the middle. Heads it out, but goes directly to a Silicon Valley rush player. Tries to go up the wing once more. Now this time more dangerous as there's a bigger group of players in the middle. Centers it and gets hit out. Christian Silva on the ball. Goes for an aerial duel. And tries to make an interesting play, but loses possession. Possession is regained by FUEGO, and somehow miraculously. And Isaiah goes for the goal. It is saved by the goalkeeper, who's, I think, this first time I've seen him dive in the whole match. So we really couldn't tell how good he was until now. Nash here jumps a little bit too high. And just wide of the net, but that was dangerous play here by Silicon Valley. FUEGO here on the ball. We're not gonna know what happens exactly. It looks like still anyone's game. Obviously, FUEGO, if the match were to end right now at this very moment, FUEGO were to be declared the winners. But however, with the momentum that Silicon Valley has, this game could be turned around in a blink of an eye. We have 25 minutes left in this half. Sean Williamson here makes a play. Crosses it to Christian Silva. Christian Silva tries to go for the run, but knows he can't win it. Invites the attackers the defenders to come in and play. Nash wins the ball and keeps winning it. Wow. does a great play, gives it to one of the twins. One of the twins fights for it. This is the most fight we've seen so far after David Kabamba. And a breakaway here by Silicon Valley, but that's stalled by Kevin Garcia. Gives it to Eris. Goes back to Kevin. Kevin, though, cuts back. Was looking to Isaiah, but lost. Could not connect that pass. And now Eddie, the goalkeeper, runs up to it, puts his body on it. Smart move by Eddie. Deflection here off of the 4 FUEGO players. And a corner kick is awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. We'll see what happens. Silicon Valley Rush is out for blood, and FUEGO is barely starting to pick up its level. Eddie Villas here on the ball. Releases to Steven. Steven to Nash. Nash to Eris. Eris. I'm not sure how this is not a foul here. You got 2 players pushing and shoving. Steven here cuts through. Kevin Garcia says I'm wide open. Isaiah gives it back to Nash. Nash just misses the ball entirely. Stalls the momentum of the play. Gives it back to oh. We're gonna see what happens. It looks like the referee is wanting to give a yellow card out. I'm not sure exactly to who. Looks like to Kevin Garcia. And the referee has called for a water break in the 70th minute, just with 20 minutes left to play. So for the viewer that's watching, you might not be sped up, you might not be caught up with what's going on. You have Silicon Valley Rush playing against FUEGO U23. Both teams seem to be contending for playoffs, with FUEGO already locking in and clinching in a playoff spot. And their main objective now is to lock in a home playoff match. Silicon Valley Rush has not yet locked in a playoff spot, but if they win today, I believe they are one step closer to clinching that spot. Both are fighting for something. Both are playing for something. And one of them looks to be hungrier than the other today. And that team today is Silicon Valley Rush. Usually what you see when you have opposing teams coming into the Central Valley, especially in the heat of July, is they're not used to the heat. They're not used to the dry heat, the sun bearing down on them. And it usually drops and drains their momentum. And usually our home team is able to outshine the other team because they're used to it. However, today it seems like it's the opposite, which is not something that you see entirely. We had a very slow start to this match, with Silicon Valley scoring the first scoring the first goal, and a very very slow Fuego responding back via one of their youngest players, David Kabamba, who, after challenging a 1v1 with a goalkeeper, was able to snag a goal, and basically he stole the goal away. Um, we created some more chances in the second half, very little. Silicon Valley had many corner kicks, many opportunities capitalized. They just weren't able to. Fuego U23 only had a couple, which they also didn't capitalize on. They've been in front of the goal many times with the ball maybe less than 5 feet away from the post, and they just can't seem to get it in. They got lucky at the beginning of the second half, when one of the Silicon Valley Rush players was caught for using a handball in the box, so a penalty was awarded. That's how Fuego was able to equalize, but that doesn't mean they were the better team today. Right now, I'm a little bit hard pressed to say what the result's going to be. We got roughly 15 minutes left in this second half, and Fuego seems to be wanting to wear the clock out, whereas Silicon Valley seems to be wanting to push to equalize. So only time will tell to see what the result is going to be, and we don't know yet. Hopefully it's a positive result for us, but at the end of the day, the best team is going to win. And even though the best team might not always win, because I'm going to contradict myself there, it's the team that gets the results that wins. And right now, Fuego is barely getting by. So Silicon Valley Rush here with the ball. It was a through ball that went through everybody, the defenders and attackers. Eddie Belize here, goalkeeper, with ball, gives a long ball to Christian Silva. Christian Silva doesn't look to challenge the ball in the air. Decides to wait for the ball to come to him. And again, there's no pressure here from Fuego. They're just letting the players slide by. I'm not exactly sure why that's the case. And it looks like the goalkeeper here has pulled something in his hamstring. This is not a good look for Fuego. Not a good look for this team to be cramping up in the 74th minute. Looks like there is a substitution to be made right now, which is a questionable substitution, but maybe a necessary one. So Silicon Valley here is clamoring for the play to resume. Fuego is not, which again speaks to the type of culture that is being executed right now on the field. You can see here that these players from Silicon Valley are hungry. That is a shame. Eddie Veliz says, "Everybody get up," kicks it up. Ball is won on the ground by Kevin. Kevin here cuts these two players in. Gives it to Christian. Christian is very wide of the net. And that's the first shot we've had this second half. That was created naturally, all because of Kevin. Kevin did a great job right there. Who I was mentioning earlier is probably going to be the first of many players to be minted as a professional from this team, thus cementing Fuego further as a pathway to professional soccer. Number 17 here, cutting in.
Why did you say that?
And another corner kick awarded. Silicon Valley Rush. Silicon Valley Rush here about to take this corner kick. Very dangerous. This is a very dangerous kick, but nobody was there. And on the counterattack, it looks like Christian Silva has regained possession, giving the ball to Nash. Nash is going to distribute probably to Joey, but the ball is kept short. It's cut short. Good idea, just not the right execution. And right here, Silicon Valley Rush has an opportunity, very solid opportunity. They're going to cut off, and they're just wide. Referee awards a second corner kick, which at this rate is a corner kick every 3 minutes for Silicon Valley Rush, which again speaks to what I'm telling you guys: the sheer amount of volume of corner kicks that Silicon Valley Rush has had at some point. You think they would be able to score. They're just terrible at finishing, but they're not so terrible, obviously, when they do things naturally on the field. Their buildup of play is amazing. And as you can see by the score, it's only 2-1, and again, only 2-1 because of a penalty kick. Christian Silva here on the ball. Gives it to one of the twins, who wasn't able to shift his weight properly, so he wasn't able to catch the ball, but now crosses it to nobody. Nobody's there. And a throw-in is awarded to Silicon Valley Rush. Silicon Valley Rush has roughly 12 minutes to mark the difference. And you're kind of wondering why they haven't done so already, but they're still hungry. They're fighting till the end. FUEGO here just barely scraping by. Just barely scraping by. Isaiah here holding off the attack. Referee awards the ball to FUEGO as a throw-in. Just 10 minutes left. Or I guess not as a throw-in. Looks like they're going to give him some sort of free kick. Steven is going to be taking this kick. Steven is known for his position abilities, being able to place things very surgically. Good ball from the looks of it, but right to the goalkeeper's hands. This counterattack from Silicon Valley looks promising, but Kevin Garcia is on it. He's trying to stop the play from building up from the middle. Nash here releases the ball. Christian Silva has an opportunity but loses it. Now it goes back to Joey. And it looks like Steven is suffering from potential injury. Looks like he's cramping up. And it looks like he's asking for a substitution. This could be the death kiss for Fuego's defense, as Steven was the sole member of the defense today that has contributed significantly. It looks like his hamstring is suffering from not enough water, not enough electrolytes. Looks like Axel has come in to replace him. Axel has been a significant contributor to Fuego's wins for the past couple of matches. Kevin barely got to it, but he got to it, and he lost it as soon as he got to it. That was very creative, though, from Kevin. No turn here for Silicon Valley. Denial here. And Isaiah with the breakaway. Does he have what it takes? And looks like he was pushed. Looks like he was pushed. Looks like that was caught in 4K on camera. And a yellow card has been awarded. I'm not sure if that's a double yellow, which I believe it is, which makes it a red card. And I believe that is a second penalty that has been awarded today to Fuego. If Fuego bagged this penalty in, the scoreline will now be 3-1, and everybody's morale will likely be bottom to the bottom. And the best thing that this team can hope to do with 10 men is claw back one concession goal. That is if this penalty goes in. Kevin Garcia has yet to miss. As the captain of this team, he has earned his spot by leading the club in more from a moral standpoint and also on the field. Kevin Garcia taking it with his left foot, bagging the third goal for today for Central Valley Fuego at U23. This very, very, very hot summer day. 3-1. Fuego U23, 3. Silicon Valley Rush, 1. The match today does not reflect the level of play, in my opinion. The scoreline does not reflect the level of play, in my opinion. I believe today the better team has been Silicon Valley Rush, but as we were talking about earlier, results are what matter. Fuego U23 all of a sudden seems to have a bit of a morale boost, and it would be something for them to make this 4-1. Looks like Joey here has cut in. And a corner kick has been awarded to Fuego. I think it's fair to say that the team is playing better now that there's one man less on the opposing team. Should be a given. Looks like Kevin Garcia is looking to make this corner kick. In the background, you can see here our new field. It's coming in nicely. Kevin Garcia here. Nice kick, and just nobody was there. And the referee has awarded them a goal kick. Silicon Valley Rush here. Still fighting for the ball. Still very much not giving up. One of the biggest downfalls to the red card approach with these rules that we have with soccer is that when there's a man down, it makes it extraordinarily easier for the team with the extra player to park the bus, as they say, meaning to just sit back and defend. There's no perfect defense, obviously. There's always a way to get around it, but it is now incredibly easier to do so because of that one man down. All of a sudden, when you find yourself one man down and you're up 3-1, the easiest thing you're going to see is just the team trying to wait the timeout. One of the twins here, number 51, still hungry though, trying to go into the middle. Had an opportunity, but the ball was taken away. Joey here saves the ball. Both was from Sean. So the keeper is playing out of position. Didn't realize that we had a keeper that got it like that. The twins here playing off one another. Goes to Isaiah. Isaiah goes to Kevin. Kevin looking to cross it in potentially. And a back flick, but no one's there to capitalize. And look at this number, I believe 11 here for Silicon Valley Rush. He's very crafty on the ball. And he's been one of the big morale boosters for the whole team, telling everybody to keep going and not to give up. You have to give him props. Nice cross here by Silicon Valley Rush. They have an opportunity to close the gap, but they just can't. Goalkeeper here testing the limits, touring with the opposition. And one of the twins dribbling up the field. Still maintains possession, splits lines, but Christian Silva does not have what it takes. He just does not put his foot on the gas pedal, unfortunately. We are now at the 90th minute, ladies and gentlemen. This match should be called any minute now. Isaiah here on the ball. In the box. Loses possession. And a foul is called. Isaiah here, taking a leap. Oh, gets for sure clipped. Isaiah here takes a free kick, goes right to the goalkeeper's hands again. Garcia trying to draw defense to them. The Twins getting it to Nash. Nash loses possession, fights back, but there's literally no motivation from Fuego. And the referee has announced Fuego as the winners today. For those of you following us online, on Instagram, on MySpace, on Moco Space, on Twitter, on YouTube, Fuego has officially clinched a playoff spot since 2 matches ago. With this match, they are now propelled back up to the 4th place. And not on points alone, they are tied for 4th place, but with the goal differential, that is the tiebreaker, and they are now in 4th place. If things stay as they are for this next upcoming match against Oakland SC, which will be a very difficult match, they will be able to host a home playoff match. Otherwise, they will likely be on the road. So for those of you folks that are following us, just know what's going on, and hope to see you guys here around soon. Stay tuned as we continue to develop our stadium, and we'll be able to announce some of those things here very shortly. So thank you guys all, and we're going to be stopping the stream now. Good night, everybody.